content shared in this episode is for informational and personal storytelling purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice and should not replace the guidance, diagnosis, or treatment of a licensed healthcare or mental health professional. If you're struggling with your health or well-being, please seek support from a qualified professional. Hey friend, welcome back to the Nourisher podcast. We're in the middle of something really special right now, which is the Recomposed series. This is where I sit down with women who have walked through some of the hardest parts of life, and they're learning what it looks like to put those pieces back together with grace, honesty, and a lot of hope. If you missed the first conversation in this series with Haley Sparks-Pullen, go give it a listen after this one. Haley's story of healing from anorexia, body dysmorphia, and childhood trauma is one of those episodes that just stays with you. And it's such a beautiful and powerful reminder that none of us are alone in this journey. Today, we get to keep that conversation going with the incredible Kaitlin Garrett. Kaitlin opens up about a lifetime of wrestling with weight and body image, the decision to undergo weight loss surgery, and how she's navigating the mental and emotional layers of life on the other side of it. It's honest, it's brave, and I know it's going to resonate with so many of us. I absolutely adore Kaitlin. I know so many people in our community do, so I am so grateful to her for opening her heart and sharing her story with us, and I hope you enjoy it just as much as I did. So with that, let's get to it. Hi, Kaitlin. Welcome to the Nourisher podcast.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm so good today. I'm really good, and thank you for having me. I'm excited to get to chat with you for a little bit about this new series that you're doing.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you about something other than flowers for a change.
I know. I am excited to talk about something other than flowers, maybe for a change. I love them, but, you know, it'll be so nice to have something to talk about for just a second that's not all about some beautiful blooms.
And work. Yeah. So,
and
okay,
work, yeah.
For those who don't know, might not know, what you do and where you're from, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, well, I'm originally from Oklahoma way back in the day, but don't hold that against me. No, I am basically born and bred in Amarillo. I went to Crockett Middle School, Amarillo High, and graduated from AC and WT with a social work degree. And along the way, I just started working at a flower shop in town, and I just never left. I just picked it up. So I currently work at Avant Garden and just kind of do the day-to-day behind the scenes of some flower magic every day. And I love it.
You're so good at it.
Thank you.
The visions that you have, I'm just like, please, I need that talent in my life. And no amount of workshops could make me do what you do.
Well, and listen, it's so funny because, like, people always ask, like, I mean, I definitely learned, I worked at Freeman's originally, and I learned basically everything I know mechanically or how to do things, from Tanya and Wilson Freeman. But a lot of it is just you have it or you don't sometimes. Everybody can arrange flowers. Everybody is very capable of doing that. But, you bring up the visions and people ask, and it just really is a God-given talent, that I have, and that the team that I work with has, it definitely just comes to us naturally. So I don't really know how to explain to people. Like, I can teach you how to put something in a vase, but I can't tell you how something came out of my brain and then went through mine and Valentine's hands to make the magic that we do day in and day out. So
yeah,
we love it, and we're thankful, grateful. We love this community, and without the community, we don't get to do what we do. Without a place that Rochelle provided, we don't get to work our magic. So I'm very blessed, grateful for all that, and love this community and making magic every day.
Well, we're grateful for you so that we don't have to learn.
Well, okay, perfect. I'll still teach you, though. You just come over anytime you want, Kayla. We'll just teach you exactly how to do it.
Okay. I'll definitely take you up on that.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
Well, I just want to first say thank you for being willing to have this conversation. I know it's a very taboo topic for a lot of women to talk about the struggles that we go through with our body. The beauty of it is that all of us, no matter
anybody,
we're all going through it
day in and day out.
And so I think what I really love about this platform is that we're able to like open up about it, and it'll help people realize that they're not alone in their struggles, or if they know somebody who's going through the same thing, it maybe even gives them a connection to reach out and say, hey, I heard you're struggling with this. I heard you mention XYZ. And now I really feel like I have like a sister and a friend to be able to go to and say, how are you doing? Can you help me with this?
Exactly.
Etc. So
exactly.
Thank you so much for offering.
You know, listen, and the minute I saw it, there was just kind of something inside of me, because this is a conversation that I don't have with like maybe closest friends, like a few of them really get the backside of it. But this is something that, you know, like you said, a lot of people don't talk about, and like the raw, like not so drastic side of it. Like there's a lot of people that like struggle silently with it. And that's kind of something that needs to just be not like avoided, and it doesn't necessarily have to be talked about, but just a gentle way, or like maybe not even gentle. Like sometimes like you have to heal loudly in order for somebody to like be able to reach out. Because if you're quiet about it all the time, then like maybe somebody didn't get a chance to like hear exactly like you said earlier, like, hey, I'm struggling with that, and it's nice to know that I'm not alone in a situation that can be avoided maybe down the road. And that's kind of like what really reached out or like sparked out to me when I read your Instagram story. I just kind of was like, oh, hey, I have a story for her. Like she needs a story. I have a story, and here it is.
I love that you said heal loudly.
I've always been a very rambunctious, loud person, and like been told to be quiet, and not like not to talk about what I'm talking about, but just to be quiet in general. And
Same.
Like, I don't have to be like where I'm at now, the tables I'm at, the rooms I'm in, like I don't have to be quiet. Like I'm allowed to have my voice. And like, if I have to be quiet, then that's not the table that I'm willing to sit at anymore. And like, I was quiet for too long, and now I'm loud, because you have to be that beacon. Like, God even calls you to be the beacon, like in any situation you're in. And so like, I want people to know, like, you aren't alone in any situation. There's people out there. Like if you're struggling, like get help, because like, it's not taboo anymore. Like we don't have to live in that generation anymore. And like, that's number one in any series that you're probably ever going to have discussions about. Like you can talk about anything. Like we don't have to be quiet anymore.
We're going to start from the beginning, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like were your earliest memories of feeling uncomfortable in your body?
I mean, just to be completely honest, like I came out of the room large. Like I was healthy, like I gained weight quick. You know, people don't know what they knew back then. I just kind of always struggled with my weight. And like I kind of remember like being toddler age, knowing that like I was different, or I looked different, or I didn't do the same things the same ways. Really noticing was probably like when you start getting into like that kindergarten, first grade situation. And it was like subtle things, like why does that girl, you know, like why are they more comfortable at their desk? Because you know, like the desks like are like were all one size back then. Like they didn't have like the tables and the chairs. And so like I was a little bit bigger, and like I wasn't as comfortable, or didn't look as small and cute, like sitting at my desk. Or like, oh, the boys, you know, they don't play with me the same way that they play with the other girls. And like that was probably a little later in elementary. But like my earliest like probably traumatic experience, I would say, is like they did like that standardized testing in PE.
Yeah.
And so like, and it's not just like an individual thing. Like you're in a class, like sometimes with 3 other classes, like not just your 5A or 5B. And so like there's boys in there, like you're starting to like get interested in like, oh, he's cute, she's cute, you know, flirting is a thing. And like we came to the time to like run that mile, and like, girl, like I'm not a runner. Like I can run fast. Like I played sports. Like I played t-ball, baseball, volleyball, basketball. Like I could do it, and I was good at it. But like running that mile, it was not for your girl. Like I could not run that mile. You just know you're different. Don't get it wrong. Like I had friends. Like I was an outgoing person. I was loud, but like I also knew when to kind of like hide behind the crowd, like when to kind of duck back. So that was kind of like the change. Like it's not the same. Does that kind of make sense?
Oh,
like that's when I first kind of noticed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And again, it's like even silent criticisms. You see the way people look at you, or I know I'm completely guilty of it in high school athletics when we had to run sprints and it was like, we're not stopping until everyone beats the clock or everyone makes it by the time the buzzer rings out. And there were some girls who just couldn't do it. And it was just like, come on, so-and-so, like, please, because I don't want to run anymore. But I mean, we do get put in those situations. I remember exactly the test you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where you have to like do push-ups in front of everyone.
Or pull-ups and like,
yes.
And I could do like the pull-ups and stuff, but I think it was also just the way that like teachers are very much, and like I had amazing teachers and then I had teachers that weren't great, and that's just life for everybody. But just like the way I was criticized for not being able to do it instead of encouraged to maybe try to do it my own way. That was a big thing. But like one of the biggest things I remember is just like my mom not really knowing like how to help me. Cause like I would just come home sad, and like not just the PE thing, but like you get started like name calling, and that's for anybody, not just like for a bigger girl, but you know, like jelly roll or fatty, like they're just words that roll off of kids' tongues so easily. Mm-hmm. And like, unfortunately today it's a lot worse, but like I was mean back, like don't get it wrong. Like I was definitely created a hard shell for myself, but you just kind of like get in this like space where like you already like see like, that's how people see you. That's how boys see you. That's how the other girls see you. You have friends, but you don't have friends because they're talking about you. Like, it's like, it starts young, and that's just what it is. But the words and like the way that like the teacher literally just like put you out there. But like, I just remember my mom just like trying everything she could, and she would just like show up. And like that last day when you had your last chance, like they would have like this ice cream party at the end for everybody who did get to do it, and everybody who couldn't do it had to try it one last time while they all ate their ice cream. And we tried one more time, and my mom showed up and just literally cheered me on from the sides. Like, you know, she didn't always know what to do, but I remember those little things. Like I eventually did it, but I feel like I could have been coerced or encouraged an easier way, a more gentler way. And like, but I am thankful that, you know, they are starting to realize that not everything has to be a standardized test. But that is definitely when you kind of like, I formed like, I can't do it. Like I formed that, oh, I'm never going to be able to do that. Like somebody told me I can't, and I'm not going to make it. So that's kind of when you start forming what you're worth, I guess, ultimately.
And like you said, there's certain words that just come out. Mm-hmm. And then if we hear somebody else say it, you know, we want to fit in just as badly. So it's like, it's easy for us to just like let it also fall off of our tongue.
Deflect before, yeah. Or make fun of yourself before somebody can make fun of you. That was a big thing. But I just very early on kind of easily grew that hard outer shell. And it kind of made me mean. I mean, if you probably met somebody that I knew in middle school, there was a chance that they might not have a great story, because I was mean to deflect some things sometimes, you know, and like that is something I regret. And, you know, you live and you learn, but I definitely kind of made a barrier before somebody else could like get into me and like affect me with their words. You just can't help it, and it hurts. And you don't like to hurt other people, and like hopefully you grow out of it. I grew out of it, and I definitely like really make it a point to like not seclude people if I can, and just make people feel welcome, because you just know you weren't always made to feel welcome. Like I said, you have to pick, like you don't always know when and how to pick your tables to sit at, but like that's part of growing and healing and just becoming something that you were meant to be. So
how do you feel like the comments, or maybe even silent criticism, how do you feel like that shaped how you saw yourself, like going into your teen years even?
Oh, it definitely kind of rolled through. And like the difference for me is like, it wasn't something like I grew out of. It wasn't like an awkward stage, or like everybody has that little weird elementary quirk. Like I didn't like start growing into this like beautiful swan. I mean, I was beautiful, and like don't get me wrong, like I didn't always feel ugly, but it's also hard like when you have the friends and they know you and they love you. Like I had a very amazing group of friends. Like at church, I was very involved in the Paramount Terrace Christian Church, like youth group and all that, and I had great friends there, and I had a couple of good friends at school, and like I was part of like all the cliques, you know, like I had a couple of friends like across the board, but I feel like that also helped me deflect a little bit. Like I wasn't just secluded to one thing. I feel like I had to like pour more into relationships to keep relationships because like without those friendships, like I had nothing. I feel like I wasn't my own person. You just kind of spend this time like trying for people to not know the real you because it's just easier.
Sure.
And like a few people might kind of know you, but like I had a lot of good friends, but they also didn't understand. I couldn't go to American Eagle and buy clothes at American Eagle because I didn't fit into American Eagle clothes. And like I didn't like go shopping with friends because like I couldn't go and try on clothes with them. Like, and it was more so like I just made excuses like, oh, I can't do that today. Like, oh, I don't have money today. But like truly it was because like my shopping experiences just weren't great, you know, because it was just me and my mom. And again, with that, like her not really knowing what to do, how to help, like shopping's, I don't like shopping. In fact, I will tell you this to kind of jump ahead. Like this is the first time in my life that I can honestly say that I don't mind trying on clothes. And like, you know, girls, I feel like kind of grow up like just being like around other girls. They just automatically like change because like it's just like this camaraderie. Like I never did that. I wouldn't even like be unclothed around anybody. I didn't look in a mirror unclothed. Like that just was not okay. So like shopping, I think is like one of those like middle school, high school things that you kind of just like, I didn't like it and I didn't do it. And I would go with them, like, but like that eventually got boring because it's like, yeah, let me go and stand with you while you try on thousands of clothes that fit your perfect body because you fit in all the clothes. But like, then I say that and like, I didn't want to hold that against anybody because that wasn't fair. Like they should get to enjoy that. And like, sometimes I was up for it and I loved it. And I'm like, yes, girl, get that. Because I did love that. I loved that for them. But I also secretly longed to be able to like get a matching outfit. Like I think I was telling you this like when we originally talked about having this conversation, but like I remember family pictures like when all the cousins were in town and like Gap was like the thing in the like 90s.
Yeah.
And like they had like the like matching like summer like spaghettis and like all the like different tank dresses and like the boys had the t-shirts or whatever. And like, I never fit into, like, the matching shirts. Like, so, like, there's the picture somewhere in the universe of, like, me wearing this baby blue shirt from Old Navy. And, like, everybody else is wearing the white and blue, like, tie-dye, like, Gap print. And I'm like, cool. Where was Photoshop back in the 90s? Yeah. Like, but it's just kind of little things like that, like, silent, like, things that you can't really, like, relate to with people in, like, middle school. Like, I was literally trying any and everything, you know, like I said, my mom did what she could. Like we just didn't know, like doctors didn't know. I was on like Weight Watchers. I tried Jenny Craig. I tried the expensive like metabolic research centers. It was just like life was different for me, but silently. Before church camps, like me and my mom had to sit down with like my Weight Watchers books and like total out what I could order when we stopped in Tucumcari for McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to write down, this is what you can order because you stay within your points. Like this is how we're going to lose weight. Like this is what we're trying right now. And like nothing worked. Like it just, and it wasn't that like I kept getting bigger. I was just big and I just stayed big. Like I was this tall when I was 12 years old. Like I was this size, actually maybe a little bigger than I am now. But like, this is just like, I've always been tall. Like I've always been big. I've always been stocky and awkward, but like silently. Like I feel like I did it gracefully, if that makes any sense. Like nobody kind of really knew about it. Maybe they did and I just didn't know. But like I heard conversations, I heard the whispers, I heard you just can't help it.
Well, and then I'm curious because you were acting a certain way for your friends, but then, you know, when you get home, hopefully people have a safe space to feel their full feelings.
Right.
And so I'm curious how that affected you.
It was hard because I did grow up with 2 younger siblings. They're twins. You know, Caroline and my brother Zachary, and they're amazing and I love them so much. But and of course, you know, they grew up with their own struggles and their own whatnots, but it was hard for me to be the bigger, not just older sister, but the bigger kid because my family wasn't big. There were people that struggle with weight within my family line, but like growing up, like my sister was blonde and tan and gorgeous and my brother they both tan gorgeously. I'm this weird freak redhead. My mom won't let me color my hair. I'm fat. Like, I don't look like them. And we also were just completely different. There was a big age gap. So like we hung out, but we didn't. So I did feel alone a lot at home, but not necessarily like in a negative way. Like looking back, like it definitely had a safe haven, and like I was loved and appreciated. I went home after school and like had to walk on a treadmill and like watch what I ate. Like I was watched, like, you know, it was like, don't eat that. Like you can't have that. Mm-hmm. And like, if I did do it, like I didn't get in trouble. That's not what it was. But there was like, I don't know how to help you if you don't help yourself kind of situation. And I get that now, but like, I didn't really get it then. But there also wasn't like a whole lot of like laying and lounging around. Like we worked, like my parents started a landscape company when I was young. So like after school, we also worked. Like I was active, like worked, did sports. So there wasn't like a lot of downtime, but I was alone in the aspect that I didn't really have somebody else to relate to. Like my mom did struggle with her weight a little bit. So she definitely understood where I was coming from. But there was love, but there was also definitely like struggles, yelling, like I said, a little crying in dressing rooms. And I mean, it just was awful. Like I feel like I didn't have that fun, let's go try on clothes mom relationship. Like I feel like there was a lot of frustration. Like I got frustrated. Like I had frustration like as a child, teenager, young adult. I can't tell you why I'm mad, because I'm just mad and I feel a lot of anger and hurt. And like, I know you've tried to help me, but you can't help me anymore. And like, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of mentality. And like, I think at that point, like I said, I tried everything, like the Jenny Craig, the Weight Watchers. I literally tried just not eating a lot. Like, I guess we're calling it anorexia. If you want to be, you know, technical about it. And then, you know, there were times when like I did eat after I didn't want to eat and I try to throw it up, and we'll just call that bulimia if we're going to be technical about it. And it wasn't like ever a prolonged thing. I didn't long-term struggle with either of those because it was very apparent like I couldn't do either of them. I feel like I lost a lot of time being a kid. Like I didn't like have the like fun activity because like I'm worried about like when I'm gonna go work out, and like workout wasn't fun. I wasn't like growing up into like a family of like we work out together, we do this together, because we were just always busy. And like that's not like a bad thing, like that's just how some families are. But I just didn't really ever know how to do any of that. Like it was all more so like a punishment to me, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't like a rewarding thing. It was like this is a last resort because like you're fat and you're different. And if you don't do this, then you're never going to be like everybody else.
You know, talking about how you never struggled with, say, anorexia or bulimia for a long period of time, but I also think the fact that some of us are willing to try it is like, it speaks to that desperation, because I'm the exact same way in high school. I looking back at pictures, like I was teeny tiny and I would give anything to be,
go back
to be that again. Right. But even then, like looking at some of the girls that I was compared to and some of the girls that I went to school with, you know, I was just like, okay, well, I shouldn't have had 3 pieces of pizza, even though I deserve it, you know?
Exactly.
I'm like, I shouldn't have had that. Maybe I should just try to like throw up real quick. And then it's scary how easily it was to try it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was just like a thought, like any kind of thought. And I feel like that's really where like mental awareness really plays a key role in any aspect of life, is just the fact that like your brain can just be like, oh, I've heard that this person did this or tried this. And just like in that state of desperation, like that's what you're willing to do. Like that's what, and I don't really want to say society, because I don't know if it's like necessarily society's fault. And I feel like it's more of just like an evolving thing. But like, where did that, like, when did that start? Like, who started that? Like, who was like, let me shove my finger in my throat so that I'm not fat? Like, and who made that person feel that way? Because I'd like to go back in time and have a word with them.
Exactly.
You know, like just, but I mean, it was a thing. Like I wanted to do that because, and it was more of like, food was definitely like a reward. Like I snuck food. And so then like anytime you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, especially as an adolescent, like knowing now, like it's like, oh girl, I sneak snacks to bed all the time. Like I'm grown, you can't tell me nothing. But like back then, like you then get this like extra trigger of like, this is wrong. Like not only am I not supposed to be doing this, but I'm going to do it. So like, I'm not listening. So I'm going to probably get in trouble. Not like in trouble, but you know, like you get that like guilty conscience, right? And then so like you did it and then you're like, oh, I already did it. I might as well just keep doing it. And so then that's like where the whole binge eating kind of comes in. And then like you also though then have this like guilty conscience because you did something you weren't supposed to do. And now you're going to stay fat and you're just going to be fat your whole life. Like you're just going to be fat, Kaitlin. Like just get with the program and just deal with it. So like eventually like I did, like I just accepted my role as the fat girl, the funny one. Also one thing that I don't ever want to regret is that like it made me a very understanding and vulnerable person because like I really at a young age had to like really tell myself they didn't mean what they said.
Yeah.
Like, if that makes sense, like, I had to look at why are they so sad as a kid? Like, why are you, like, calling me that? Because we all know about you. But, like, I eventually didn't say that because, like, I knew, like, I was hurting. Like, I feel like in a middle school is kind of really where I started, like, really being aware of, like, who my close friends were, like, who I could be the most myself around. And, like, I really was just, like, one of the guys, like, one of the girls. But, like, it was kind of, like you said earlier, just, like, that secret. Like, nobody knew I was feeling that way. I think that they knew, and, like, there was never, like, that conversation. Like, I didn't get to have, like, the boy conversations with my friends. Because, like, I would die if anybody ever thought that I thought they were cute because, oh, the fat girl likes you, ha ha ha. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a thing. Like, in 5th grade, I literally got asked out, in air quotes, by this guy. And I was excited because, like, we were friends. It was a joke, you know? Like, I thought I was dating this guy, and then the next day I come to school, and, oh, yeah, it was a joke. I didn't really mean it. Like, I got dared to do it. So, and like, that kind of started like my relationship, journey in 5th grade, you know? And I just kind of realized from there, like, I can't take anybody seriously. Like, oh, you think I'm cute? No, you don't. Because in 5th grade, that one guy made a joke of you. And so you're not about to make a joke out of me. Like, you like me? No, you don't. I've just turned 38 last week. And I literally can honestly tell you that, like, I can count on both hands how many actual relationships I've let myself be in. And, like, not all of them have been great. Like, maybe 1 or 2. But that just came at, like, such a young age, like, not being able to, like, take anybody seriously. You know, you don't mean that. So.
Right. Well, and that kind of leads me into thinking about how you transition out of like high school, right? Like how you transition into early adulthood when you don't have the same influences. You're not maybe as like in close quarters with your family as often. And then a lot of people I know, that's when it gets harder because you're trying to navigate that all by yourself. And again, I know for me, there were times that I felt extremely isolated in college. And then when I was struggling with my body issues, like, is like nobody else has the time because either one, like, they might be struggling with their own body image issues, you know? And plus, we're all stressed. We're all trying to go to school. We're all trying to do the right thing and figure out what we want to be. And so I always am curious how girls transition from high school into college or early adulthood, whatever they're doing afterwards, and what that looks like for you.
Well, I did move out of my parents' house pretty quick, and it kind of got a little easier for me in that aspect because I was free to like buy my own groceries and like make my own decisions, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't like I was making great decisions, but like I didn't feel watched. I didn't feel like I had to like worry about when I could eat what. And not that I did that my whole life, but I kind of like didn't have anybody. Now, I didn't really gain weight like some people do in college, but I didn't have like that college experience. Like, I just went to AC and WT. So like, I didn't like move away and do dorm life or any of that. I didn't rush, but I think I didn't rush because of how I looked. Like, I just saw sorority girls for what it was. And like, maybe that's my fault for just taking an assumption in what they're like, because I know a multitude of them and they're the sweetest people. I don't feel like I didn't deserve it. I just didn't want to deal with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't want to put myself through it. I didn't want to feel rejected because I had already been rejected in so many things. And I know that that's life for everybody, but like, I was not about to put my body out there directly for anybody to see for any reason. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, I found the shadows while still being able to like stand out.
You have this amazing story where we get to see, you struggled your entire life with your weight and your body image and things like that. And now you're in this new phase of life. And I know we've talked about that personally. Yes. And so I want to dive into that a little bit, but what in your life, if there was a significant moment that happened, or what was that shift where you finally decided that you wanted to try weight loss surgery?
I feel like there was kind of a buildup of a few years. I hit like a low, and like nobody likes to kind of talk about those lows, I feel like. But mine's kind of more of a powerful one. Like, I eventually, after graduating high school, like I found Herbalife and I lost a lot of weight through Herbalife. And this is a little embarrassing to talk about, but I found myself in a little predicament and got pregnant. And it was definitely like an unplanned thing, and very unexpected. Of course, I had actually been told like, you can't really have kids. Like, it's probably not going to be possible. And that is even something I didn't really ever divulge with anybody, because it didn't really matter, because I didn't have a relationship to worry about and a family to grow with it anyway. So I just had always put that out of my mind. But I ended up having a very late term miscarriage at about 23 weeks. And that kind of broke me, but I didn't have time to kind of like be broken. And I'm not one to be broken kind of out loud. So I kind of like just hit this all-time low, but silently, and just struggled with a lot. And I put on, like, I had lost like 100 pounds with Herbalife. And after this, I put that 100 pounds right back on fast. I struggled with a lot of just like hormonal issues that came with that whole ordeal that like nobody really told me about. I just kind of figured out on my own. But like, I had gained so much weight. Like, I had this wild traumatic thing happen, and like my body could not like process it. And like, not just like on a mental or emotional level, like physically, like my body no longer worked in the way it was supposed to work. And like, I just did like a lot of reading, a lot of researching. I just was like, I'll never have weight loss surgery. Like, why would I do that? Like, why would I like want to lose weight the easy way? Like, I could never afford that. That's scary. People die from that. Like, why would I do that? And I'm really sad that I wasted a lot of years feeling that way. And my sister actually had the surgery a few years before me. So I kind of like saw a guinea pig and like saw her success, and like, not just like how beautiful she was, because to my sister, she was always beautiful, but just like the new lease she kind of had on life. And one day I was just like in the airport with my boss and friend Rochelle. And, we were just talking about how proud we were of Caroline and like how she had just done so amazing. And Rochelle was just like, well, why don't you do it? And I was like, no, nobody, like, I've never had surgery. I'm not doing that. Like, any kind of surgery I'd ever been was the emergency surgery, I had when I lost Charlotte, and I did not ever want to go through any kind of surgery again. And she was just like, no, I believe in you. She was like, she knew my struggles, but it was just like, she saw this beauty that I possessed inside of me. And like, she's always just been amazed at like what I can create. I guess that's why she's kept me around so long. But there's this conversation in this random airport after we had been delayed for so many hours. It was a long day, a long weekend of market and like shopping. And like, I weighed so much, and like, we walked so many steps. I just had that struggle. I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I'm 30. At that point, I was 35. When we first had that conversation. And it was just like, what am I going to do? And I didn't have that whole conversation with her. But like, that's what mentally you have. Like, I'm too young to die. Like, I have these beautiful nieces and a nephew. I have family. Like, I want to be around. I'm working at a successful, thriving business that just keeps growing. Like, how am I going to keep up? And she was like, you can do it. I believe in you. Like, let's look into it. And I called old Dr. Blue over at Panhandle that next week and scheduled a consultation. And, I knew him just kind of from around the way. And of course, he had done my sister's surgery, and like family, friends, they're client of mine, client of my parents. Like, we knew them, and I knew how good people, they're just amazing people. And he just had already talked to me about how I was just amazing either way. And so I called and set it up, and it was the best, easiest yes after that conversation, I guess, is kind of what did me in. Just like those couple of just people just saying you can do it after telling myself you can't do it your whole life. And I guess that's just kind of where I just dove in super hard, because I was just so broken it didn't matter at that point. Like, and I don't really talk about that part a lot because people saw me just out there thriving and living. Like, there's things I don't even remember doing, events I don't remember doing, just because I was just in this cloud of just like not only sadness and brokenness, and like, you know, you're doing all these like wedding showers and party showers, and like I just didn't really heal for a little while after losing Charlotte in the right way. And I kind of feel like this, making this decision just like gave me this whole like lease, and just like not only like on life in general, but I can be a woman now. Like,
yeah.
Because I don't really know how to explain it, but like when you can't like have a baby or make a baby, or your body failed at making a baby, you just don't even feel like a woman, like in that sense. And so then you haven't really been a woman your whole life. Like I didn't really do the whole makeup thing. Like we talked about, I didn't do the shopping thing. I'm just like this whole new person. Just, I'm the same Kaitlin. Like I have the same qualities. I love people the same way. I feel the same way, like inside, but I feel like I'm allowed to just smother the shit out of people with the love that I had, because for so long I hid that, because like I didn't want to be that loud person. That like my close friends and family got that person, but like I don't care who looks at me now. Like I don't care if I'm seen now, because I'm just so lucky to like not be alive. I don't want to be dramatic, but like, yeah, I'm almost coming up on my 2-year anniversary. And as of last week, I have lost 279 pounds.
Yeah, that's wild. I remember we did an event together the week of your surgery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, girl.
You were like, okay, well, I have surgery in like 2 days.
Oh, the lips of it. Yeah, the lips of it.
You're like, but just let me know. Valentine's here. And I was just like, why are you here?
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you here? And I'm like, and no, we're not calling you. We're not going to ask you for anything.
Yeah.
But I do feel like so many people can relate to what you were going through, especially when you hit that low. And again, this is why I feel like it's so beautiful that we get to have this conversation. And thank you for sharing what you did, because I know that's not easy. But, you know, something to be said for you hit this low, and then it's like, especially after a loss, right? Like I've been through that same thing. I had gained a little bit of weight with my first pregnancy and then loss. And then I was like, if I get this extra 10 pounds off that I gained, then I'll be back to normal. It's like nothing ever happened. And so I just killed myself in the gym and just tried to like burn as many calories as possible, and tried to get to that spot where I was like, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to go back to before anything happened. Everything's going to be fine. Yeah. And so I can only imagine though, that at certain points and after you go through something like a surgery, you do feel kind of like a brand new person, because you're not only literally getting weight off of your shoulders, but I love that it helped you with your mentality as well, to be able to say, I have all of this love to give, and I want to give it, and I want to show it. Yeah. And now I feel comfortable enough to do so. Like that's huge. That's powerful. And I'm glad that you now have that outlook.
And I just want people to just like not feel ashamed to like need the help, because chances are there's so many different routes of things that you can do these days. Like first and foremost, make sure you do them safely, because there are so many routes. Like you always want to for sure check with like a PCP. Like you never just want to do anything, because that's where like bad things start, like the bulimia, the anorexia. Like you can't do everything on your own. Like there's literally people put on this earth that do the things you want to learn how to do, that were put here to teach you how to do them. So I think first and foremost, that's a big thing. But you need to also give yourself grace, because I think that this world doesn't give enough grace. But just like relearning who you are as a person. And just because, I mean, the weight came off fast, like, and because a lot of my weight was like residual, like hormones and like body water weight that just was like residual weight, just chilling, stuck, just didn't know how to get out. My body's not working properly kind of situation. So like I started losing weight fast. I just now, probably in the last couple of months, feel comfortable. And kind of, we talked about this personally, not here yet, but you're just like perceived different. With the weight loss comes a lot of struggles, and not just like physically. You can't just have this surgery and then just like go back to living your life the way you were living your life.
Right.
It's definitely a tool that you have to take very seriously. And not just because you could die if you don't. Like, there's a lot of complications. Like, it's not just like, yeah, let's do this. Because if you don't follow every direction, every order, every suggestion, like, it's not like they're just saying that to like suggest it. Like, it's how you use the tool that you opted for. It is an opted surgery. And I just learned how to completely like eat. Like, I never knew how to eat. But it just is something that, like, I just kind of am in love with now. I just knowing, like, how many grams of protein I've eaten a day, or, like, how much water I've had, or, oh, I feel like crap because I ate a cookie that had a ton of sugar in it. And, like, I don't eat that much sugar anymore. So you can't, like, deviate, because it's not something, I mean, I know of a lot of people who have had the surgery and, you know, they, like, have made comments like, oh, well, she's got to be doing something else because I had the surgery and I didn't. And, like, you know, it just, at first it made me nervous how much weight I was losing. And the doctors were like they would see me and be like, oh my God, like, why, like, your skin is crazy. Like, you're glowing. Like, you're not red and puffy. Like, you have eyeballs. Like, girl, I have eyeballs. Like, you can see my eyes. And for the longest time, my whole life, like, I smiled and like my eyeballs went away. Like, I have a neck now. Like, I have a waist. Like, I can sit and my arms sit in on the armrest. Like, and it's kind of like, it's exciting and it's thrilling, but it's also like this whole new mentality, like, that I've adapted, and it's better now. But like, at first it's just like people start seeing you different, and not necessarily in a negative way. Like, I don't want to say that, because I've got a lot of people that are like very happy for me, but there is like that kind of like that child inside of you still, because it's like, oh, like, you've known me forever, but now I'm worthy of a conversation. And like, you can't, like, I don't want to say like that's all the time, but like, these are little things like you have to battle through.
Yeah, you have those defense mechanisms built up from very, very early age. And so it's like, again, it's hard not to get defensive, and it's hard not to be like, oh, now you see me, you know, and that would be very tough, I know, for me. So I can't imagine like how that feels, because you're like, it feels good, but also like, what? Yeah. I scare myself sometimes. Like, I literally am walking down the street downtown and like, you know, with all the reflective buildings and like mirrors, and like catch a picture, like glimpse of myself. And it's like, holy crap. It's wild, because it really is. Like, I can honestly tell you that right now I'm smaller and like more like built, I guess, than like at 15 and like 14 years old. I feel like this is how I should have felt at like 14 and 15. And I know that sounds kind of like weird. Like, I'm not this like weirdo living in like my middle school like life, but like sometimes it is sad. Like, I didn't get that, like we talked about earlier, I didn't get that let's go shopping experience of like love and laughter. That's kind of new, and I love it so much. Is there anything that's surprised you, either good or maybe more painful, about your life after surgery? Like, I know you talked about you have kind of enjoyed getting to learn how to nourish your body and how to like feed it in the healthiest way. But did you even think that you would feel a certain way about your body after this?
No. And it's like in weird ways, like the littlest, weirdest ways. Like, for the biggest one, I will say, is that I can comfortably get on an airplane and not have to ask for a seat extender. And so I'm not embarrassed. And like, I can cross my legs on an airplane and like not be in anybody's bubble but my own. So I'm not anxious about getting on the plane and who I'm going to have to sit next to and if I'm going to fit next to them. So that's one thing. Wearing a seatbelt just in my car every day. Like my seat is like not pushed all the way back. Like I don't touch the steering wheel anymore. So like little things like that. I spend a lot less money like on like food. I would spend ungodly amounts of money on food that I don't spend now. Like I go to the grocery store once a week and just live off of like raw vegetables, tuna, chicken. I love like wheat thins and cheese. It's like, it's just, I eat girl dinner basically every night and just snack through the day with that. But like, that's been really exciting, like learning those things about me and like what my body can and can't eat. So that's kind of been fun, but just like, that's like the healthy things, but like the things that I love the most, like you were saying, is just like the little things that I wasn't able to do. Like I don't worry about going up like wooden stairs anymore, like because I know I'm not going to break them. And I don't worry about not finding my size or having to shop like, oh, do they have plus sizes? Like things like that. Or I'm not like hiding myself like in a picture. Like I don't like stress so much about like how I stand or where I stand or who's going to see me or not see me. Or like, I don't worry about like going out of breath. Like I can like go on long walks. Like I don't have to have comfortable shoes anymore. I don't have to worry about not being able to walk a long time. Like if I'm on vacation or at market or like, oh, I went to Florida a few weeks ago with my family and I literally walked around on the beach in a swimsuit and shorts and not like a t-shirt and hidden under baggy. Like I literally just walked around Florida. We even like went to some stores and like walked seaside and like I wasn't worried about like immediately putting a t-shirt on. I know there's people out there that can relate to that. I just don't know if like anybody knows the exact like just joy that I got in that. Like being able to run over to Target and just snag a swimsuit like super quick before I go because the ones I ordered online didn't show up in time. That would have been like a meltdown. Like that would have been like a pure meltdown, or buying a swimsuit at all would have been a meltdown. Like I don't worry about like what we were going to do on vacation because I knew I wasn't going to get like hot and sweaty or like have to fix my hair 1,000 times because I can't stop pouring sweat. Like I just really don't sweat anymore because all of my lymph nodes and glands are healthy now. The biggest thing I want anybody to take from this is it's not always about like what you do like outwardly. It's like what you put inside of your body. And like, yes, I took that huge step to like have this huge reset. I've like learned how to put important things in my body. You know, the necessary water, the protein, the collagen, the multivitamins, like those are all like, it's not really like jokes. Like your body needs certain things and certain foods and certain nourishment to activate itself. So like, I just live in a new skin. It truly feels different. And sometimes I'm sad because I'm like, why didn't I get to like feel this as a teenager? Like I have hip bones. And I know that that sounds crazy because like, all girls everywhere have hip bones, but like I've never like seen them. I've never felt them. I have a rib cage that I can see whenever I stretch now. Like, and these are just like little things. Like I love now that I have an appreciation that I can move my body and I don't feel like it's a punishment anymore. It's more of like a reward. I literally can just run circles around the person that I used to be able to be. And that's what I love the most is like every day it's something new that I get to be in love with myself about. And I just really wish that there was a way that younger girls could learn it faster. I mean, obviously not weight loss surgery, but like, I wish that like they could go back and teach like real health. It's a problem. Like we're not feeding our bodies right in a lot there. I mean, we could talk about that for days. We don't have days to talk about that, but I just really wish that Kaitlin at 14 could feel the same way that Kaitlin at 38 does, because I literally am probably the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. Like, I wish that it just like came so naturally for people to learn how to be healthy, how to use your body, how to love your body. Cause I'm still learning that now. Like that is one thing you did ask earlier, good and bad. Like I have this body that like, I don't know what to do with. I know that sounds so weird, but like I have a shape. I like to look in the mirror now. So now I sometimes put makeup on. I do my hair. I used to like wear it in a bun every day because I only wanted to spend 5 minutes in the mirror looking at myself. Like I didn't look in mirrors. I don't want to look in a mirror, but now I just literally love it. Like, and I'm not trying to sound conceited, but it's just that thing. Like, you just feel a different light about yourself.
But you deserve that. You know, I love that you have said multiple times that you had this reset, but you've used it as a tool. Because if you didn't put in the work to really change your mindset about this new version of you, it may not have been as successful. Because I know you see people all the time get weight loss surgery and it goes right back to the way that they were before. But again, I think you putting in the work, it's not only helped you with your weight, it's helped you in so many different ways because you've really leaned into changing your life.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing is I leaned into the fact that I was doing it. I wasn't ashamed. Like, if anything, I was hesitant to have the surgery because I was scared to go through with surgery. I didn't want to die. There was a lot of tears the first few weeks because I was like, what did I do? But that was the hardest part in the whole journey, is just really like relearning, like a rebirth, you know, just like what I'm going to do. And I just like very quick decided like, no, bitch, we're not doing this. Like, we're not going to cry about, because I learned at a very young age, like, we're not crying about it. Like, we're not going to cry about it. Like, it happened, it hurt, but I let myself cry a lot. Like, because not only like was I going through this transformation, but I feel like it almost like rebirthed all these other transformations. You know, I'll be there for anybody that has any questions, any intimidations, I mean, it's just genuinely worth even a consultation with it across the board, even if it's not weight loss surgery. You know, there's so many different things these days. Get your hormones checked, like get your body checked, your thyroid checked. Like, it's not just because you're lazy. It's not because you're worthless. It's not because you don't have any motivation. You're exhausted. Like, you are running yourself into the ground, trying all these different things. Nothing's working. Ask questions. And if you don't like the answers to those questions, find somebody else and ask those people the questions. But like, if you're not going to put in the work, then don't waste your time being sad that you don't have the results, because that's with anything, like your work, your health, your relationships. Like, this universe was so delicately created to just include anybody and everybody. And like, it's so vast and there's so many different things you could do with your time while you're here. And I just am so thankful that I have more energy and more willingness. Like, I want to be out there doing things. Like, I don't want to just like be that hermit crab that I let myself be, like go to work, get home, so you don't have to be around anybody or seen. Like, I'm just not that person anymore. Do I struggle? Yeah, daily. There's still like some days I wake up, I'm like, holy shit, who is that? Like, just everything about me is different. Like, I have the same heart and that's about it. I love people the same way, maybe a little more now. I feel like I have a lot more grace now because a lot of people gave me grace and a lot of people have made things possible that I prayed for. And that's what I'm here for. And that's what everybody's here for. Like, you've gone through certain seasons, certain reasons, certain changes to be that beacon and to be there. And I'm here for it. I'm here for other people's growth. I'm here for my growth. Like I said, I'm going to be loud about it. And I just feel like I was just made for greater things and they're coming. And I'm just thankful I'm healthy, ready. And I just got a new lease on life.
I love it. I feel like I'm so blessed to know you and to know this side of you and have gotten to know this side of you, you know, over the past couple of years. And so I'm just so thankful for you and your story and what inspiration you can give to other people.
Yeah.
Okay. So I always end the podcast with 2 questions for all my guests. Okay. And I feel like we've learned a lot about you today, but the first one is, what is one thing that most people may not know about you?
I feel like maybe a lot of people don't know that I actually went to school for a really long time to be like a licensed social work counselor, and have a bachelor's degree from WT in that. And I don't use a lick of it. I mean, that's something. I don't really know if I have something interesting that people don't know about me.
That's still something interesting, because I feel like that lets you know what kind of person you are, to be honest, because social workers have to have
They've got
hearts.
A very big heart. You have to have a huge heart and a huge understanding.
Patience. Lots of beautiful things that a lot of people don't have.
I learned quick. I mean, I definitely have the understanding part, but the social work is not an easy journey for a lot of people. So I feel like it's meant for special people.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. Second question is, who are 3 women who inspire you?
Like local women or famous women?
They can be anyone. I've had anything from, I've had Taylor Swift twice.
Oh, no.
But they can be family. They can be local. They can be
one
public figures.
Woman that I obviously don't know, but I love just reading anything that she's ever written or anything I can learn about her is Maya Angelou. Like, I love just like the beauty that she brings through words of like pain. Like, they're so beautiful. They hurt, but they're just like, her words just like heal you at the same time. So I really love Maya Angelou. She's a powerful woman. I love Amy Poehler. I don't always agree with everything that she does, but I'm just going to wrap her and Tina Fey in a little group together because I do think that as actresses or comedians, they do kind of have that stand or funny quirk for like women in everything that they do. And I kind of like them. And then my third one, I'm just going to put my mom, because I think as you get older and you kind of like become a woman yourself and you like learn things and you learn how to like re-evaluate your life and where you were at certain points, like you can never replace your mom, you know? And I had a really good one. She'll literally go to death fighting war over her kids or anybody she loves for that matter. And so I will say that she's going to be my third woman that I just really love.
I love to see all 3 of you, your sister, and your mom in the same room.
Oh, Lord.
Like, y'all are a good time. And
it's a wild time, girl. I can only handle so much, all 3 of us at once. But
I'm sure.
Yeah. I love it when it happens, but it's a wild energy for sure. But
yes, and your mom's a sweet lady. She always has a smile on her face. At least I've seen it.
Listen,
I know you've seen all sides.
And I think that that's kind of like you learn your strengths from your parents. And, you know, she definitely has always known how to like put a smile on, you know, no matter what was going on. You know, we keep it at home and you just go out there and you just make this world your little day is just, it's all about what you put out there and let people see you be. And like, yeah, sometimes that means you got to hurt a little bit on your own, but you just put a brave face on because nobody can take that part away from you.
It makes you stronger in a sense. I mean, knowing that you don't have to suffer alone is always comforting, but sometimes it's like, I need to sit in my suck.
You have to suffer alone sometimes. I mean, because your battles weren't meant for everybody. Anything in life, you shed skins. Like, it might not be as metaphorically as a snake or like a reptile of any kind, but like you literally cannot stay the same person. Like, God calls you to higher things. Your friends call you to higher things. Like, your own life. Like, if you want to be bigger and better, like, you have to be okay with being uncomfortable. And I think that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever learned. And just at such an early age, like I said, like, girl, you're fat. Like, just deal with it. Like, the quicker you rip the Band-Aid off in any situation and just do it, like, the quicker the payback, the quicker the return, the quicker the gratification. Just like make sure you choose the ways that like you need to be, because it's not always with alcohol. It's not always with drugs. It's not always with the fad diets. It's not with not eating. It's not cool to not eat. Like, it's genuinely not cool to not fuel your body. This is just like, it's really like welcoming and nourishing for it to not be a taboo, you know, and to not be scared to talk about it. Like, I feel like a lot of people didn't ever want to talk about it because, like, and I didn't want to talk about it. Like, just pretend that it's not, but like, got to talk about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think it's going to help a lot of people just see it from all different perspectives. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Wow, what a powerful conversation with Kaitlin. I am so grateful for her courage in sharing her story, and I just hope that it reminded you that you are not walking your journey alone. If this episode spoke to you, would you take a minute to show Kaitlin and the Nourish Your podcast a little love? The easiest way that you can do that is by sharing this episode with a friend who needs to hear it. hitting the subscribe button so that you never miss what's next, or leaving a review wherever you're listening. Every single share, follow, and review helps this community grow and keeps these important and valuable conversations going. With that, I cannot wait for you to hear what's next. And until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and keep growing.